presents Survivors with Voices. And this evening, we're going to be talking to Misty Early. One of the things that Survivors with Voices is about is being seen, being heard, and being free. And I just wanted to bring a group of women together to share their unapologetic truth. So, Misty, thank you very much for joining me. I'm excited to have you. And one of the things that intrigued me about you is that you unapologetically speak your truth more times than anybody I know. And I'm just excited for you to actually say yes to me for joining me on my platform to talk about your unapologetic truth. So what I want you to do is just share with the people about your story, your testimony, and what makes you unapologetic about sharing your truth.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate that so much. First, I would like to say that God saved me for a time such as this.
Mm-hmm.
A time such as this to have this conversation with you and to be able to let other women and men know that it wasn't in vain. It didn't happen just because. Mm-hmm. It happened for a reason.
Right.
It happened for a reason. And in my truth, mm-hmm. and speaking out about it, it gives me just as much hope as it does the next person who will hear it. Okay, so my truth is that me and my husband have been together 21 years. 15 of that was chaos, confusion, dysfunction that we created. Yeah. Most importantly, we have to take into consideration that we created a lot of the confusion that we have in our lives, and we did just that.
Yeah.
And so because of that and a history of drug abuse and alcoholism on his side and adultery on both sides, he did 2 years TDC for aggravated assault on me.
Wow.
And so what's different with our story? What everybody goes, a lot of people go through domestic violence, but what's different about ours?
Right.
The thing is that we're still together.
Yes.
We're still together.
Yeah.
Okay, so 21 years down the line, we're still together. And why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Is because we decided to make a choice. Mm-hmm. We decided to make a choice, and not only did we make the choice, we stuck with it. Because making a choice is easy.
Right.
Sticking with it and the details of everything that choice entails is hard sometimes. But you got to change your playmates, your play toys, and everything that you do that is based around your decision.
Yeah.
If you don't change those things, nothing will change.
Exactly.
Nothing will change. So I already hear what you're going to ask me next.
Yes, you already know. Tell the viewers that is watching online, just to go through all of that, and you said 15 years of chaos. What made you stay? What made you love your husband after going through 2 years of being incarcerated for abusing you?
Okay.
Like, I know people called you crazy and insane for even staying.
Still do.
But how do you love a person that once abused you?
First of all, I had to recognize that there was an addiction. Mm-hmm. There was an addiction to crack cocaine, alcohol, and his own rage. Mm-hmm. And those things would magnify his addiction. Okay, magnify his rage. The other thing is that I did not pack around nails in my purse, meaning that I did not keep hanging Jesus back up on the cross for something that I keep doing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the majority of people will always put the man on blast for what he's done.
Yeah.
But they do not take into consideration that the woman sometimes does things too. So not only was there adultery on his side, it was on my side too.
Right.
Was that an excuse for the domestic violence? No, it was not. There's never an excuse for domestic violence. Mm-hmm. And I want to make that very clear. It's never an excuse whether woman or man.
Right.
But you have to get to the point in your life where you understand who Jesus is, what he died for, and what his blood covers.
Yeah.
And his blood covers a multitude. And when you get to that he died on the cross for you and what you did, how can you not forgive the man who stood in front of Jesus that you made a covenant with but not a contract?
Oh,
you made a covenant but not a
that.
contract.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. That's man's paper versus God's covenant.
Right.
So I had to make a decision to be able to do that. And sometimes those decisions are hard, but I do is never easy.
Right.
I do is never easy. So I would just like to encourage anybody who's been through a domestic violence situation and thinks that good cannot come out of it. It can.
And this woman right here and her husband is a true testament of really staying the course and staying focused. But not only that, one of the things that I understood as I listened to her speak was that's a true testament of forgiveness and a true testament of letting go. A lot of times when situations happen in our lives, we have a problem of letting go.
Yes.
And just holding on to that person and holding on to the grudges and not releasing them. And you have released your husband, and now you said the last 6 years of y'all's marriage has been the best 6 years.
They have.
And I'm telling you, I am overjoyed that you have shared that, but you did it unapologetically. And so what I want you to do is just look into the audience and look into the camera and tell anybody that's going through a situation of domestic violence, what can they do to get out of that situation? But once they do so, stand firm on that decision and move forward.
Okay. I would say that don't let anybody live your life. Your life has to be lived the way that you need it lived for you. Once you make a decision, make sure that you're okay with the repercussion of that decision. Are you going to be okay with a divorce? Are you going to be okay with a separation and what that looks like? Are you okay with the result of the decisions that you make? And always, always keep yourself safe. Always keep a game plan. Always stick to your guns when you make a decision. Don't let your family sway you by how they believe that your life is lived. Right. Because a lot of times they won't see the side that you get to see. And so therefore they'll want you to make a decision based on what they see and not what you have felt. Yes. So I would say stick to the decision that you make and be okay with it. Be okay that it didn't work out. That God will restore you nevertheless. Nevertheless. Okay? Always understand that you're not a victim. It didn't happen just because. It was for God to get the glory. It was for His grace and His mercy to be sufficient for you and your story. And it was not for you. It was not about you. It was for somebody else to know that they can survive because you did. Somebody else's deliverance, somebody else's life is in your mouth. Somebody else's life is hanging on the edge of the cliff because of what you might tell them that you survived and they can too.
That's it, and that's what Survivors with Voices is about. We definitely encourage you to unlock your voice because there's somebody waiting there on you. There's somebody waiting to hear your testimony, and we encourage people, a survivor, to unlock their voice so we can help you heal the wounds that can't be seen. And you have to start with just one simple step, and that is to speak. And so, Misty, if we're talking to the audience today, please tell them why it's important for them to come to a conference such as Voice Your Invisible Wounds Conference.
I would say that you would be in the midst and the atmosphere of people who have survived, people who have a story to tell you that might save your life. Somebody is there that you need to hear. That you may have not heard it the way that they're going to tell it. You may have not heard the realness in the way that they're going to deliver it to you. See, the story that you need to hear is not fake. It's not fronted. It's not fraud. It's a story that's real. It's unadulterated. It's unapologetic. And it's just like you're going to tell it, just like they need to hear it. It will save you. It'll save somebody you know. It'll give you hope. It'll give you an outlook that you've never seen before. I want you to join me there. I want you to join the list there.
Join us. And I can't be more thrilled again for having you come, sit, and share your truth unapologetically. I thank you from the top and the bottom of my heart. This is what Survivors with Voices is about, and I get so passionate about all the survivors that come forth to tell their truth unapologetically, because it was me. It was me at one point in time that was voiceless. I didn't have a voice, and it just took somebody sharing their story and their testimony for me to take that step, and that is to speak. So join us at Voice Your Invisible Wounds Conference. It will be September 23rd through the 24th, and I promise you, if you join us, you will not regret it.